What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to go over 5 different things we learned from the AutoDesk presentation on Hogwarts Legacy. So let me get this out of the way first. According to what I think seems to be the case, you're not allowed to share, stream, or anything, the videos or any part of the presentation. So that's something that I'm not going to show you anything. I did capture the entire thing. I have it, but I don't think any of us are supposed to be showing you guys things from it. Now, Twitter is the Wild West. You can definitely find and see a lot of these things, including the cutscene that everybody's talking about, including myself. You can see all of that on Twitter, but I'm not going to show anything in this video. If other people do it, I don't know why they can avoid the rules and I can't, but that's the way that it is. Let's go over 5 things. Starting at number 1, let's start with that cutscene. So at the very end, they were kind of building up to this during this presentation. They talked about basically different modeling and how you get characters to react to like the ground, like when you're stepping on stairs, getting the character's feet to actually do that. And then they were building up to the very end, of this presentation, which was a cutscene involving a hippogriff. So what's funny is we actually see part of this clip in the state of play. It's towards the end of the presentation when they're talking about your friends, the different friends you can have in this game, and you see part of it. Now the characters are changed, and that actually is a different thing I want to talk about, but you basically see a hippogriff kind of being walked out and shot with different spells and then brought back in to the doors, and the doors shut and your characters run up. Now again, the beginning is more than what we see in the state of play, and the ending is more because it's basically you need to find a way around. And at the very end, they kind of show like scaffolding, like things, I guess, in the environment that make it seem very likely you're going to be able to platform in this game, like jump, climb up things. So we haven't seen that yet in any of the state of play, but it certainly seems like you're going to have to do that, or at the very least, maybe use spells to knock something over or lift yourself up, or something, being able to move something. But that is the first thing I found very interesting. So you can watch the whole cutscene on Twitter. Again, I'm not going to share it here just for safety reasons, but that's the first thing that's interesting. Second thing that actually goes right along with that is the voiceover, your main character. So this is something I guess I expected. I guess I haven't really talked about it much. It seems like there's multiple voices in this game. Now, you'd obviously expect a male and a female voice, right? At least one of each. But, you get this, I guess, semi-often in most games. You get a couple different variations. I guess games specifically like this, right? Witcher, say, is just one main voice. But you can get variations. And now we have at least 2, right? Because the voice, I'll just tell you, the voice you hear in the cutscene is not the same voice that we've heard at the state of play and any other trailers or anything like that. So it is definitely a different voice. So now, at worst, you're going to get 2 male voices, 2 female voices, and you probably will, you'll hover over it, they'll play it, and then you'll move on. But that's pretty interesting to me. I honestly, I kind of like the one we heard in the presentation, and I guess, again, we'll have to kind of wait a little longer for everybody to see it, but I do appreciate having the option to choose more than one. The third thing is customization. So this is, again, an image that's kind of floating around on Twitter. I'm sure you can find it, but basically they're looking at preset costumes, I guess, like attire, like shirts and different kind of like robes and stuff. So they're looking, and it's a preset thing. Now, there's other tabs. If you looked at the top of it, there's other tabs to being able to go to like the next one to pick what you can look like. Now, honestly, I assume it's a lot like Sims in the way where it's like you can choose your top independently of choosing your bottom, or you can pick an entire outfit. Does that make sense? So that's what they showed. They didn't show each individual thing, but they did show here's like 10 or so preset looks that your character could have. Very, very cool. And we've talked about this before. I think the customization is going to be pretty cool and pretty detailed. Like you're going to have a fair amount of things to pick from, and this kind of backed it up. Next up is the professor name. So we see professors, right, throughout the beginning of the presentation of the state of play, and we have Abraham Ronan as this is the charms professor, and this was a good detective work from people that did spot it, but it's the charms professor, and he is in fact a Slytherin. Now, I believe, judging based off of Twitter and stuff, Expecto Go called his name and all that stuff, so great, excellent work from Expecto Go, but now we have that. So we have a name to attach to a professor. I believe he's the Slytherin head, I believe so. I guess I could be wrong there, but it's something I've seen online. But pretty cool, I guess, to have a charms professor be Slytherin. I know some people were pointing out, and actually this is the first thing I thought of. He's got quite like the jump in his step, right, for being a Slytherin. Like when you see him in the state of play, he seems very very, engaged. He seems very animated. Not something you would maybe, I guess identify as being with Slytherin. But there you go. I probably just upset some Slytherin people. And final thing that we learned is actually behind even this entire presentation is that they're going to be releasing this to the public in a few weeks. Now, that comes directly from Chandler, the community manager of the game, comes directly from him. He didn't give a date. He didn't give how many weeks. I think he said in a couple weeks. So, ideally it's 2 weeks, right? But the entire thing should be shown. I really don't. I'm recording this like right after it, right? You guys may see it obviously a little bit after that, but I don't see the harm of Avalanche releasing the cutscene. It's like a 29-second cutscene. Just release it publicly on Twitter. I really think that would solve a lot of, because people are upset. People are upset that we were kind of told going into this, by the way, there would be no new information given. And that's simply, now, yes, there was detective work, but also that cutscene is flat out new stuff, right? So we were kind of lied to when we were told, this isn't going to be anything new. No, there was a couple new things that we got from it. So we should, everybody, be able to see it and talk openly and show it, openly within a couple weeks. And of course, that got people talking as well. Like, well, why a couple weeks? Is there going to be something else to go along with it, right? You show all this, and then maybe alongside it is a PlayStation showcase or some, Hogwarts Legacy, state of play or blog post from PlayStation or something. So we'll see if, in a couple weeks is when kind of the dam breaks and we start to hear everything about this game. We'll see though. So let me know what you guys think. Again, I really am sorry for not showing it. I don't know at the time I'm recording if anybody else did. I think it was made semi-clear. We're really not supposed to, so I'm just trying to play it safe with the channel. And the second we can show this stuff and we know for a fact that it's not going to hurt any of us by showing it, I absolutely will. Okay, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.